Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the semifinals in the sauna Masters Road Tennis Championship down here in the sauna. Here we have on court, we have Mr. Anderson City coming up against Mr. Funnel, Anthony Moore. And this afternoon to bring you commentary is Mr. Terry Donnan and his partner, Mr. John Wick. John Wick, how are you doing, sir?
I am great, man. I am great. We are into the second semi-final after witnessing an excellent first semi-final not long ago with the black man, Adrian Ward, advancing to the final. So he's now the first finalist, just waiting now for the outcome of this particular game between these two. But we saw an excellent first semi-final, and anxious to see what this one brings to Dartine.
Yes, John. It was I would call that an upset. Dartman taking out Chris Griffith. No one expected that to happen. So Chris Griffith was you can say Chris Griffith was slated to be in the finals. He's a very good player, seasoned player. But it just shows that Dartman really hard work paid off for Dartman.
It certainly is. We are 2-7-2 right now in this game. But I spoke to Dartman before he played Chris, and he spoke with a level of confidence. He said, I know the player, I've played him before, and I believe that today I will get past him. And not, he did it in style. 2 straight. Very convincing. Even that last game that went to a juice game, Black man declared his hand, said, thank you, Chris. This is all over, and it was still juice. So we really seen a very confident and exciting black man in this tournament. He's playing, moving well, stroking well, and it'd be nice to see who he comes up against in this one.
Yes, we see here we have St. George coming up against Funnel.
But St. George has been in excellent form for the whole tournament. I think St. George would have to be one of those highly favored to win this Masters tournament. He's been playing really well, covering the court and getting to balls that, believe me, a lot of persons wouldn't even believe you get to them. And today, if he continues that same vein, I think that Funnel hands are going to be full to get past St. George, who's in really good form.
Right now, the score is 4-6. St. George is trailing by 2 points. Funnel is leading, and Funnel returns the ball to his back arm, and then he sends it to his forward arm. At this stage, Funnel seems to be in control of this stage of the game, John.
Yeah, but Funnel also, I spoke to Funnel yesterday as well, and he told me he played against St. George more than once, and he feels comfortable against St. George. So it'll be interesting to see if he's really that comfortable. This is the first game. I think that St. George can be getting into the game, but let's see how it all plays out at this point.
Yeah, the strategy being used here by Funnel is to give St. George some short balls, because this is the first game in the set, and St. George may take a little while to warm up.
But this is awesome playing here. I think Funnel is reading St. George very, very well. Again, that is the second time in this first game that St. George showed the balls that you would think would be winners, and Funnel was there to thank you. So Funnel seemed to be reading St. George's game, really anticipating well today. Yes. Good anticipation.
Five serving 9. Funnel is keeping the pressure on, which is good. This is very important in this game, because once you have maintained that lead, your opponent will be constantly being placed under pressure.
Well, I haven't seen Funnel at this level. I mean, he had some matches earlier, and I didn't really think there was anyone who really put that degree of pressure on him. But what I'm seeing so far with St. George, he seemed to be up his game. And as I expected, you're up against a good opponent, and one would think that to get that win, you need to bring something additional. So Funnel seemed to be playing the game plan, keeping the ball on the court as much as possible, and center court, for some reason, he seemed to be working his center court quite a bit.
At around 16, Funnel seemed to drop his hand, so to speak. He didn't really play that strong, but somehow he was able to overcome a less experienced Tony Bowen. And also when he came to the quarterfinals, he came up against Michael Sorbers, better known as Trimbles, and he didn't play a strong game to my mind. I think what happened when he played Trimbles is that the short balls he introduced give Trimbles a lot of problems, and also Trimbles' back arm tend to fail.
Well, he seemed to be in a zone this morning. He's really playing and carving the court well so far with St. George, who's really seemed to be struggling under the pressures here that finals are playing.
But if you have to put the title academic road tennis player, someone who understands the game very quickly, you have to give that to St. George. You cannot put St. George.
That's right. And
if Final win this first game, trust me, St. George at this stage right now, he's thinking, he's working out a strategy for Final, and trust me, the second game St. George, you're going to see a completely different game from St. George. But he's a guy that thinks and strategizes.
I do agree, but they're both moving and carving the court without here. This is a big point. That's a lovely shot by Final. That's a lovely shot.
Please move across.
7-14 score.
Yeah, Final period. I suspect before Final came here, he had his sandy lunch. And maybe St. George didn't have anything to eat. So that's it, man.
I would put it the other way around. I think that Final did not eat, and he's so hungry, he's eating everything up now.
I think Final had breakfast and he also had lunch. And he's looking to have dessert here now. St. George looking at dessert.
Well, Final really looks, like you say, he focused. He came with a game plan and he's working really well so far. 14-7 score. 7-14.
Final really looks great.
Oh yes,
That ball with a lot of confidence.
yes. And to see him getting past a St. George who's been playing all for the last couple of days. St. George is playing well, but Funnel has a real good anticipation. He's anticipating really well. Wherever St. George is going, whether it's pace or no pace, Funnel is there. And Funnel continues to give him that extra ball.
It just shows that these veterans have a lot of experience. If you notice here, what Funnel is doing is floating that ball in the air at St. George. St. George can control the ball from low. But he's floating it, St. George have to wait on it, you have to step, you have to shoot the ball.
So she's 16, serving 9.
16-9, St. George looking at him. The barrel of assault.
Well, let's hope that this first game is really what you said it is for St. George. A game to assess his opponent. And it's not really looking quite there as yet, but he will need to really step it up from game 2, hopefully to see a game 3.
I think St. George needs to take this ball out of Funnel's background. Right? Because that's where the short ball is coming from. You need to take the ball, that's where the fight is coming from, out of Funnel's back arm. You need to turn this ball over to Funnel's forward arm if you want to get some white points in this game. But he's looking at this game is getting away from him.
17-11 is the score. And Funnel maintaining the back arm serve and finding his way. Oh, look at that look on his face. But not only did he play stroke, but he gave a look. And look, he gave that look, and the challenge is on. The challenge is on.
You know, these tennis players tend to talk.
Oh, beautiful.
So we tell you, we have to keep that ball out of Funnel's back arm. He's deadly with that short ball. And St. George is not a young man, he's in his 60s, and I know a short ball is going to pull out of him. See that ball floating in the air?
Yeah, 11-20. But this Funnel guy, he's really stepped up his game this afternoon. He's playing with a whole lot more purpose.
John, this is semifinals.
What is expected, yeah.
Yeah, you got to step up your game. You're going to the finals.
And at the end of the game, you want to come in and you want to peak at the right time. You want to peak at the right time. And who knows if this is what's happening here with Funnel. Because like I said, the Funnel that I saw over the last 2 or so weeks, the way he's playing today, looks like a guy who continues to improve with every opportunity.
I think,
he's stroking the ball today exceptionally well.
I just hope that this semi-finals is not an anticlimax where both losers get it 2 straight.
I truly hope
at
not.
At this stage of the game, you tend to get three. We expect to see 3 games.
Yes, well, St.
Right,
George
because-
being St. George being a 2017 champion, B champion. He's known, as you said, to have depth. So he would probably dig deep down into his notepads and start looking at what he needs now to get back into this game. This is the ultimate test for St. George here right now.
Yes, well,
This is
right.
ultimate test.
You mentioned that he's a B-class champion, but you know it just shows you that this veterans champion is not a walkover. This guy walk in the veterans and feel that these guys are senior citizens and beat them. These guys have a lot of experience, and it shows that experience is a factor here.
It is.
We're into the second game, and we're going to see what going to unfold here. Where St. George is going. Right now, Ronald have the lead.
Yeah, but Fanal is just taking charge of this game from very early.
Funnel
This
is
is-
really
oh, man. But
Funnel is putting on everything. Everything that St. George is giving him, he's defending it.
But why I'm really impressed with is the way he's reading the ball off of St. George's racket. He's anticipating really well. He's getting in position. He has time to play his shots, and he's kept St. George struggling many a times.
There's a factor too, right? No, I'm not using this as an excuse, John. Sometimes when you play, you will hear me saying this here at some point in time that sometimes when you go into a competition, sometimes you don't click. Sometimes you be off your game. You're a guy that play lawn tennis. It ever happened to you?
Of course, yeah, there are times sometimes when you actually peak too early. You find you're in a competition and your very best game might be the game way too early, and then when you get deep in the competition, you're not performing at that level. And St. George has been playing some really good tennis, but I hate to believe that today's the day that when he would have as an off day when it matters most.
We had a little discrepancy here where the observer called the ball, and the ball was seen good by the score, and the point will be half. But like you said, John, sometimes it seems like St. George, he looked a little off.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, may have overdone himself. I saw him only yesterday here putting in some practice with Michael Jackson and playing some hard long games with Jackson. So who knows? You know, sometimes you have to pace yourself in a competition.
6-7-3.
Practice, doctrine is good. Too much practice can be bad.
Right.
And overtraining. And I saw St. George in here pushing himself hard yesterday, right? When he really could have done with some rest. And come today now being a little more fresh and ready to play.
4-7-6.
4-6, Radio St. George have a 2-point lead. This is good for him.
Five, 7-6. Balls are good. 5-7-6.
St. George is creating some unnecessary pressure on himself. He's already one game down. The last thing you want now is to put more on top of that, especially if you're not in your zone.
So you just really need someone behind you to calm you down. But when you begin to argue with the scores and so on, you might get punished, John.
You could definitely get punished. So there's a little better ball control there to get that point. But St. George needs to stay in this game if he's going to get this into game 3.
Alright, very good rally there. But
Yes.
see how Funnel is sticking to his game plan. He's floating his ball
Yes.
at St. George.
Giving some height, like you said. And those are the persons who are accustomed to playing against St. George. We know that St. George enjoys the ball and is really low. The lower the ball is to St. George, he seems to have more control. So Funnel probably haven't played him for some time, realizes that, and he floating more so than giving enough power lower shots. So Funnel is in his game plan and he's sticking to it.
He seems to be very composed. If you want to compare his attitude to St. George, Funnel seems to be very composed.
Yes.
And very confident. Composed and confident. And those are two elements you need in a competition.
That's another lovely shot. Lovely shot. St. George not reading this drop shot, slower ball at all from funnel. He has some really nice touch though. I must say, funnel has a way of just giving a very soft, delicate touch.
Yeah, you have a lot of variation.
Yeah, yes.
You can vary the ball at different speeds.
Listen. That is it. That's why it's lunchtime or just around minutes after 1, and the sauna has this kind of response. A good crowd on hand once again. This Masters tournament, I must say, Dalton, received a good response, good attendance. There was good attendance throughout the whole competition. That's about every day. We were looking for room, seating room, and here we are, semifinals, and people are gradually easing into this sauna to see who will actually advance to the final. So there's a good sign for road tennis, certainly.
Serving 11.
At the end of the day, as I said, these guys have a lot of experience and they've been playing tennis for all their life.
11, serving 11.
John, there's a lot that we can learn from these guys.
Oh, there is.
11, serving 11.
I see if there are some things those guys could try to learn from us as well, Dalton. In the game, the officials call as it is. You don't want short descent, you don't want to behave like how St. George here now. You know, at a big point, drops the racket and walks around, but our tennis needs to go past this. You really, as a player, you're in a competition, you have to be respectful for the calls. Yes, you may not like them, but this dropping the racket and this kind of things.
John, I don't disagree with you.
You don't?
I don't agree with you.
You think he should be allowed to drop that racket?
No. What I'm saying, right?
Yes.
This is sports. This happens in all areas of sports.
Yes.
This is a game that take you into the finals. You're under tremendous pressure.
So go right ahead and drop the racket.
No. What I'm saying.
Yes.
What I'm saying, John.
Yeah.
A lot is at stake here. A lot of bragging rights. You know.
A lot of bragging rights.
A lot of history is at stake. So emotions. You're talking about St. George. You're talking about St. George, a national champion, a vice champion. Funnel don't have no credential. You don't have any pedigree, but you have experience. And you have a man at St. George. You know what I mean? You have a reputation to uphold. Right?
So, but that
so
being
if
the
you lose
case,
to Funnel,
yes,
that's going to hurt him. You have to go around the road tennis fraternity and get some ragging, get some sticking.
yes, but so the officiating still has its place, though, Dalton. And if the officials make a call, you have to be big enough to accept that call.
What I'm telling you, John, you are behind the camera, you're talking, and you're both in your air-conditioned. These guys up there on the battlefield.
There's
two soldiers up there on the battlefield, John.
And you're battling. Watch this point. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
St. George, St. George is on fire, right, boss? St. George is on fire.
That is the point of the day.
St. George had to get himself out of that tangle, and he come up with a perfect shot. Dennis at his best here in the
We need 3 games of this semi-final, Dalton.
We need 3 games.
We need 3 games.
You don't want to have an anticlimax.
Yeah, I agree. And that point brought the place alive. Alive. He probably should have got 3 points for that one, though. 3 or 4 points. But he only got 1.
You only get 1 point.
And the score now is 13, serving to 12.
This
so
is
St.
not
George will
basketball where you
need,
get 2 points.
you know,
this is road tennis.
they can't go
1
for a
point.
3-point shot and get.
You don't get 2 or 3 points.
Talking about basketball, you follow basketball out here?
Yes, I'm following the basketball. I think LeBron James is under a lot of pressure. He's carrying that whole is the Cleveland Cavaliers on his back.
You see the Cleveland Cavaliers getting this title this year.
I think the guys are under pressure, and
13 serving
maybe
12.
you know LeBron James is a figure that is larger than life.
Okay. So, but you think he's going to get it done because Golden State is a champion team looking to repeat.
Yeah,
Like how we have with St. George here, another champion looking to repeat. And when you come up against a champ, expect big things will happen.
So sometimes you have a all-star in your team. It might hamper the other players in terms of their stepping up to their full potential. So they've been looking to him all the time. You think that's what's happening to the Cavaliers now?
Well, possibly, but I see more variation on the Golden State side, and I see a good chance of repeating on the Golden State side. Just like how I see a good chance of St. George repeating a championship. He's not out right now. He actually about 2 or 3 points up, and we can possibly see a game 3 here if St. George just stay to his game plan right now. This is good tennis, man. This is very good tennis. This is very good tennis by these guys.
I didn't notice McFunnel, he plays that left and right game very comfortable. Miss St. George turned that ball, he cut the line in front of him. McFunnel was able to retrieve it and put it on.
I feel as if I am seeing a final. I don't know. This semi-final feeling like a final.
This is the final.
This feeling like a final here right now.
14 serving 17.
14-17.
St. George have a lead here.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, this is pressure here. This is pressure. All through this competition, all through this game, Colonel had his composure.
Yes.
But no.
Yes, the pressure is on. The pressure is on. Pressure is on.
It's hard for you to sit in this chair, John.
In your condition. In your condition room.
These guys out there battling in the sauna.
Yes, and it's a good battle. It's a very good battle.
15 serving 18.
As long as not stay here. This is bragging rights, boy. This is bragging rights.
Yes.
16 serving 18.
St. George will need this
Who win
one.
this point might win the game.
That's right. St. George needs this point. Again, St. George. Once again, St. George. Yes. St. George digging extra deep.
Yes.
There's more depth. There's actually more to dig. St. George going deep. That's very good defending and a big point. That point could very well be the one that makes difference to game 3. 19 serving to 16.
Wins the game. I'll tell you who wins this point. Who win that point win the game.
Game 3 looking very possible.
Put it in the bed. Put it in the bed.
St. George is Anastasia's playing for the gallery.
Yes. And he do.
We have a game on.
We have a
match
big
on.
game on. We have
Funnel, he won the first game very comfortably. And St. George, he came back and he won the second game. He had a fight.
He had a fight on his hand. But like you said, and this is what we came here for, St. George digging deep. He really went deep in this second game. He came up with some excellent shots. And this is what it's all about. And clearly, game 3, we would expect St. George to continue doing what you said at the beginning, that he has the ability to every game go into his black book, come up with what is required to get home. And we'll be looking for that now from St. George in game 3. But this is going to be exciting all the way down. These guys are fighting. This feels like a final to me. This feels like a Masters final at this point. So you know that don't have any final actually comes. Because Black Man on the other side, he's sitting and waiting. and Black Man is playing some very good tennis. So he's probably watching both these guys and looking to see what is required to win this championship here. But this Masters setting a standard and a high trend here in sauna. Excellent stuff.
All right, folks, we're into the third and final game. St. George have a game under his belt. Also, finally have a game as well. They're playing the third and the final game. St. George have to serve. How is he going to serve this ball? Is he going to serve it center court? Is he going to serve it to the back arm? Or is he going to serve it to the forward arm? He serve it to the forward arm. Usually, John, when a person serve the ball at the first ball, is an indication of how he's going to play the game.
No.
Oh.
Final Lakalo again back into energized mode. St. George now need to make sure that he can keep that momentum, because somehow these guys seem to have this thing about coming from behind. And if you don't be careful, Fanal will use that energy to fight extra this game 3. So St. George needs to stay on top of his game and stay close. This is a stay close third game.
You're perfectly right, John. You can't afford to let allow the points to run away from you. You have to keep close to your opponent. Not that extra pressure.
Oh yeah, man, 4 or 5 point lead here now could be all over the way these guys are playing. So it's important that either player keep very close. 2 point lead at the max. You don't want any 5 point gaps. You don't want that here. So St. George got two out of his 3 serves, out of his 5 serves. He will need to get at least 3 now out of funnel to balance off this game.
4-7-2.
Now I call that unforced error.
Of course.
There was really nothing there. He just went at that ball and gave funnel a rather easy point. And you can't do that in game 3.
4-7-3.
Right now, see, Funnel here is being managed and coached by the president of the PRTA, Mr. Dale Clark. Dale Clark had me here every day.
Yes.
You know
Oh, he's Funnel's coach.
He's Funnel's coach.
Oh,
and
I
also
was
his manager.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Come on, John.
Do you have a coach and a manager, Dartin? Dartin, who's your coach and who's your
I'm not
manager?
interested in coach and a manager. I want a sponsor.
Oh, you. Well, Dartin, if you're the sponsor you're looking for, sponsors really like to get people beyond the quarterfinals. So I would suggest that you work on your positioning.
I was able to make it in the round of 8.
Well, you got your quarters.
You know what it is?
So you need to move forward a bit more.
I think you have the wrong concept. You know, you mentioned basketball. You know a guy named Patrick Ewing? He never had a ring. He was a big star. He was all-star. This guy, he had a big sponsor.
And you think that you can have such a fate
No, I'm a celebrity. You know what I mean? I'm a celebrity.
behind the cameras?
No, in general, as a tennis player.
You're known. You're that well known.
Yes.
Sorry, don't let me do that to you. You're known as a puncher. You carry that name now for some time. I agree.
I didn't just get that name.
In recent times,
I just did not get that game.
you earned it.
I earned it, yeah.
But in recent times, they call you the pincher now.
No, John.
Not the puncher. It seems that you and your punch is no longer there.
People who are jealous of the punchers resort to that. But I'm a guy who's a natural talent. To the finals twice.
Okay, so you're no stranger to the arena. Now we have a good game, as I said, we need to keep a close game, and St. George scored 7 serving to 6. Ideal setup for an excellent finish for game 3, and St. George will be looking, if possible, to get a little opening or something, a gap here on Funnel. Funnel is just varying his shots, moving the ball well. Oh man, don't St. George
has to play out of his skin if he want to beat Funnel. And Funnel is not laying down and playing dead. Funnel is bringing the game to St. George.
Yes, he is.
If St. George laps, if St. George do not step up his game a notch, Funnel is going to knock him out the story.
What?
And he's going to get knocked out at the wrong stage.
St. George he's been playing very well for this whole competition, and into game 3, I'm seeing the St. George that I saw for the last couple of days in this tournament. He's now coming in even more to his game. He's covering the court well, his feet moving well once again. So this is going to be a real battle royale right down to the finish. That's a lovely shot. That's a lovely shot cross court. You know? And this is one of the strengths of St. George in his game. He cuts the court very well. You know, you'll find a lot of other players who tend to hit the ball back court and center court. But St. George is one of those players who cut the angles on the court consistently. And he's very good at it.
Here we're seeing that both players are switching. St. George is staying 7. So at the third game when you reach 10, you tend to switch. Alright?
Game 3, yeah.
Game 3. I know the guys are taking a little break.
So the finals will be here this Saturday coming, is my understanding. A 10 o'clock start.
We also having some exhibitions, John.
Yeah.
Will you be giving us an exhibition?
Well,
Anyone call you, John?
I wouldn't mind an exhibition. I wouldn't mind an exhibition against the puncher.
But John, you know me, the mere fact no one calls you, it tells me that, you know me, that you haven't arrived yet, John.
Well, no, I am. I arrived here early today. That's the only arrival that I have going on right now. No special calls for me. No special calls. No special call for John Wick as yet. No.
Okay, John. You know what I mean?
But I will leave that to you.
Some days, John, you know, you have to prove your worth. You know, you just don't get certain things given to you. You
Yeah.
have to earn them.
Yeah, you mean John Wick, the 2016 sauna champion?
That was a gap tournament.
It was a what?
A gap tournament.
A gap tournament instead of sauna. A gap tournament in sauna. Well. I must let back who know what you think about the sauna.
But I think John, the boy knows about that. He knows about that, John.
Oh, that one went viral.
But you know, if you didn't remind me, John, I would never know that you won a tournament.
You know.
14-38.
14-38. St. George has the lead now, and let's see if he can hold on to this lead.
It looked like a soap or final. Honestly, I didn't think Shabir was not looking, right? It was not looking. The ball was out.
Yes.
Observing ball was out, but it was not looking. He was watching for that. He was looking at the other end.
Correct.
Right?
And
it's bad scoring, man.
Bad officiating. And it's an area in this sport that needs to be dealt with.
Listen, I see Shabir is doing, I don't know.
And St. George,
St. George head is on
St.
fire.
George head is so hot he had to take a sip.